So, where did we get the idea that meals needed to be fancy, needed to necessarily taste good, needed to match our palate? Where did we get that idea? Welcome, everyone. I am Bonita from Pennies to Dollars, and welcome to my channel where we talk about frugal living, saving money, cutting expenses, and living our best life on less. Somewhere along the line, we went from very simple meals to thinking that things needed to be restaurant style in our homes. And I'm telling you today that is not necessary, especially if you are wanting to save money in your home. I grew up with white rice with milk, cinnamon, and sugar as a meal. That we had it like oatmeal, we had it for breakfast. And I was always excited when there was leftover rice left over for us to have for breakfast heated up. Sometimes in the evening, we would have something special like a sliced up banana with milk and a light sprinkle of sugar on top. That was a dessert growing up. Very simple. My dad and my brother ate saltine crackers in milk like it was cereal. They loved it. They both ate it their entire lives as a snack in the evening. So, where did we get this idea? As I was going along this week and looking at different meals I could make in the camper with stuff that I already have to keep me from spending extra money on groceries, just to challenge myself and see how long can I go without buying a bunch of stuff, I started thinking about bologna. A lot of people will say bologna is gross. Well, guess what? I just did a recent TikTok and it blew up over fried bologna sandwiches. I had less than a handful of people that didn't like it. Everyone else loved it. It was a great memory for them. It was something they grew up eating. It's something they still eat. And they looked at it as a poor man comfort food. Yes, you heard me right. Now, my father-in-law, he goes to a lot of different organizations. He's a member. He eats dinners at these places. And he went to one recently and was sharing with me that it was a rather fancy place and they had fried bologna sandwiches every single night for all of the people in this program. Every night. And he said you should have seen people line up for them. They loved them. Now, he likes his with mustard. I like mine with mayo. I might like mustard. I've never tried it with mustard. But I also had an office manager once, and she told me that when she was first married, that they bought the bologna in the big red wrapper, that they sliced it thin for breakfast and had it with their eggs as bacon, that they sliced it a little thicker for lunch and had it as a sandwich, and then they thick sliced it for supper and had it like a steak. They had bologna all three meals. Let me ask you, when is the last time you've had a package of bologna in your house? I'm going to show you how to make my favorite fried bologna sandwich next, and we're going to talk about some other simple foods that I made this week that just cost pennies. So let's get started. There are some foods that I grew up with from my Depression era parents that are still my favorites, but for a lot of reasons, they've gone by the wayside. Let me know if you remember this one and how you like it. I am frying a piece of bologna. Now, I prefer Oscar Mayer. This happens to be Bar S. It's what I had, but I'm going to make the perfect fried bologna sandwich. My father-in-law and I agree on this, only he likes mustard on his, and I like mayo with lettuce and cheese. Now, if I haven't lost you already just by talking about bologna, the way to fry the perfect bologna sandwich is to slice it on these sides. Otherwise, it will bubble up and then you're going to have a problem getting it to lay flat on your sandwich. So doing this makes it lay flat. And then I like it with mayo on 2 slices of bread. I'm using Duke's today. And I like my lettuce and my cheese where my bologna will go on top and my cheese will not melt. I like my bologna good and browned. And I used to take these for lunches when I was growing up. And let me tell you, they're even good if the bologna's cold. So I'm cooking outside my camper today. That way it doesn't heat up my camper. And I'm going to show you some of the stuff that I'm making that just costs pennies to make. And you can make this in lots of different ways, and you can live on this for like a week for hardly any money. And I really enjoy this stuff, so I hope that you do too. So today for lunch, I am just cooking up a sliced sweet potato and a sliced carrot. If you've never had like fried carrots, they are so good. If you've never had fried sweet potatoes, they are also excellent. And then when this gets close to the end, I'm just going to add a pepper to that. You could also add onion, you could add egg. You could do so many things with this, and it's just very, very cost effective and delicious. Isn't that beautiful? I like to add seasoned salt to mine when I'm cooking, but you could add anything that you wanted that you like as spices. And then I picked yellow peppers today for color. This is so delicious. If you like roasted vegetables, you will love this. We had a carry-in lunch yesterday, and my suggestion on this is make something that you will eat if it's left over. Since I'm down here by myself, I chose something that was already on my menu that I already had the ingredients for, and then I made it, and then what I had to bring back, I can eat throughout the week. This is just plain spaghetti noodles. I chopped up a bunch of those tomatoes I bought from the farmer's market. I sauteed them and I added basil, Italian seasoning, garlic, salt, and then I topped it with Parmesan cheese. It may not be for everybody, but it's something I love and it's something that I will eat and get finished. And I have my meals made for the next several meals. So a lot of you might wonder, does she just think about food all the time? What is she really doing down there? I'm having a great time. I really, really am. But I cannot finish this video without giving a shout out to the Kansas City Chiefs. I don't watch football. I don't. But my husband does. He's a big Chiefs fan. And I was over at our little library in the complex here. And we have a really nice library. In fact, I was really enjoying it, minding my own business, picking out a zombie trilogy to read. And this happened. Living in the country, I just don't get to see things like that. So I thought it was so fun, and I had to take a video and send it immediately to my husband. So go Chiefs. And I wanted to give Fluff a little airtime because he has adapted so well. Now, don't think that he is looking mean at you. He just has that grumpy cat face, but he's extremely loving. So this is what Fluff likes to do during the day. Some of you have asked how the cat is settling in. He is loving it. In fact, he really loves the open screen door where he can sit and look outside during the day. And he just acts like this is living his best life ever. And I would have to agree with him. Sniffing that fresh air and listening to the birds. So I hope you have enjoyed that little clip of some of the foods that I ate this week and how we can eat simply and save money and make our food stretch so that we have money for other things. I know for myself, I have done better with my weight loss since I quit viewing food as entertainment, something fun to do, something that was really something that I looked forward to. I started looking at it more as fuel and just part of my day. I have to eat to go on, but I'm not going to put so much thought into it that I am leaning towards those sugary snacks and all of those things that I used to grab for entertainment purposes and for my palate, for my palate. So if I just stick to some of those basic foods, I find out my palate is not wanting that other stuff. And I can stay busy doing other things and enjoy that as much as I was enjoying food. So I hope this was helpful for you today. And if it was, please give me a thumbs up, and I hope to see you in the next video.